Not your typical hump day. These stories are stranger than fiction and more wackier than a Karen going Karen for being told to put on a face mask in public. Brace yourself. This is Bro-RantZ Weird and Wacky Wednesdays.
Welcome to another Weird and Wacky Wednesday.
Yes.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a long while. I don't think we've hosted one in a long time. I think it's only been interviews and having guests on, actually.
Yeah, we haven't had our own.
Yeah, so this is 2021. This is our first Weird and Wacky. And we do have a treat.
We do.
Absolutely. I don't know how you feel about mysteries, Raymond. If they tickle your fancy or what?
Well, I hate them and I like them at the same time. The reason being is I hate them because I can't prove if I'm right or wrong.
I think that's what I like about. I mean, I get that, but I think I like what the research behind it. So to see the extent that people go and actually devote their time and resources to find out, you know, these new discoveries. I think it's almost like having a good Netflix series that never ends, or you know, like so having like Game of Thrones and it continues on and on because new seasons, new ideas, new revelations, new discoveries are being found, you know, every 5-something years.
Yeah, but is it accurate? Is it true?
I think so, because evidence, you can never hide the evidence, and there's always new things coming to light. So I think it helps put puzzles, the missing pieces. So it puts things together, connects dots that you didn't have before. So it helps with the assumptions you had before.
Okay. So with that said, it's hard for me to believe that someone can come up with new evidence for something like a house, and they found a shoe or some spot or something that they haven't seen in the last 10 years.
Well, just like unsolved mystery, cold cases, when it always takes a new fresh of eyes to come in. Sometimes they overlook the evidence because they think it's irrelevant. Mm-hmm. So it may not be that the evidence is not there. It could have been, it's always been there. It just needed some fresh eyes to actually think about the significance of it. So there you go for that.
All right.
So this week, guys, I had Raymond. I was actually looking at this a few weeks ago. I love watching mysteries and stuff, and unsolved stuff, UFOs, anything that's paranormal. And I mean, YouTube is where it's at because, like I said, people are putting their resources together to do this. So people taking the time and doing this stuff is amazing. I think it shows just so much of how much creative people are out there in the world. And people that are just have these other nicks and talents and creativity. You know what I mean? These other talents as far as when it comes to researching stuff. Just amazing. That is, you know what I mean?
They definitely out there. But I mean, some folks are like, you can say that they're rational. Some people are crackpots.
Well, this is not about the crackpots. So I had Raymond look up this, watch this video on this YouTuber that disappeared, and there seems to be a lot of these YouTubers and influencers and IGs and all this stuff happening now as everyone becomes a YouTuber and influencer, right?
Yeah, I mean that's how we communicate now. I mean, basically on video.
Yeah. So I had you look it up. What did you think about Kenny Veach?
Okay, so Kenny Veach is a
avid hiker
in Las Vegas area.
Yes.
And he goes out and he hikes for, I don't know, 40 miles sometimes, just out in the middle of the desert.
By himself, solo.
That's the crazy part. This dude goes out in the desert by himself. First of all, that's stupid. That's bone crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why would it be bone crazy if you, let's say your passion is basketball, right? I understand, but listen, you go out there and you practice by yourself, or you can't find someone you want to shoot, you go shoot. You know what I mean? It's
okay.
That's his hobby.
There are no basketball courts in the desert,
but that's his hobby.
40 miles away from nobody.
But that's his hobby.
We're talking about someone out there where if you get bit by a rattlesnake and you're in the desert, you're done.
Hey,
you're done. If you fall into one of those, he's an avid hiker, and he goes and looks for Kenny Veach he goes look for caves. So if he happens to fall in the cave by himself, he's a done deal.
Well, he's got a cell phone as well. He's got a cell phone. He's got water. From the videos I've seen of him, he's actually very experienced, and he even has a sidearm with him. So he actually goes prepared in case
a sidearm does no good if you fall in a hole and break your leg and you drop your phone.
Well, if you run into a mountain lion or a bear or something, it helps.
Yeah, but at the same time,
protection,
having that buddy system too.
You know, the buddy system helps as well. But I think his girlfriend at the time, Sheryon Pilgrim, she would go hiking with him. But to me, it seemed that was his passion. And
I get it. I get the passion. I get it. But 40 miles out in the desert, bro, come on. Seriously?
No, I know what you're saying. It may sound irrational to me, but outdoorsy people, that's, if you're, okay, like they say, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. So maybe when you're in the desert and it's out there, people hike. That's their.
I had never heard of a desert person hiking.
They do, man. When they're out there they got mountains too. But so he went. So basically, what happened is, from what we've found, Kenny Veach, he's a YouTuber and he's been missing for 6 years. So he went hiking on November the 10th, 2014. Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what started this? What led to his disappearance is he was on another YouTuber's page, and it was called, the YouTuber's page was called Area 51. Was it son of Area 51 technician. And he put in, oh man, I went and there was this M cave shape. This cave shape is the letter M.
Yes, a cave shaped like the letter M.
And he said it was deep, and it was deep, and he could feel this vibration when he got close to it, and he didn't have his side piece, that he was so scared. That he didn't want to go in there. That was the most fearful cave that he didn't want to explore. So what took place is, after that, he left it in the comments, and they were like, "Oh man, definitely go back there next time you go record it." And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go this weekend or whatever and see if I can find it." So he went.
Well, hold on. Mm-hmm. Isn't there one person who said?
Well, yeah, they told him. Well, no. That's when he came back. So he went, recorded it, and the video is on YouTube. You guys can find it for yourself. I'll have the links on here as well. It's called Snake Bite McGee. Is his YouTube?
Snake Bit McGee.
Yeah, Snake Bit McGee. Is his YouTube page?
Bite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Snake Bite McGee, and it's in the. I'll have the link in there. So he had the actual video of him going back out there trying to discover it, see if he can find the M-shaped cage. He goes through it. He's telling you, he's walking you through all the stuff. You see old mine shafts. He's saying, "Oh, it's around this bend. It was around here," and he's doing this all by himself. So he comes back, and he comes back to this thread that's on this Area 51. Son of Area 51 technician page, and says, "Hey, couldn't find it. I tried, blah, blah, blah." And they were like, and he says, "Well, I'm going to try and go and make it a 3-day hike.
Right.
I'll take video." And he says, I'll try to cover 40 miles in 3 days over a weekend. He was going to do it over a weekend.
Which is crazy.
And you were saying, one of the commenters said,
the commenter basically said, "Do not go and try to find this cave, because if you do, might not come back."
Exactly.
And that's a crazy comment right there.
That is,
look,
scary.
First of all, I don't mind going and walking and hiking, but bro, when somebody says on the comments, "Hey, don't go find this place because you might not come back," Tinkle, 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 tinkle. Spidey senses.
Yeah, but that could happen. And you could also think like, well, you know, he probably was like, hey, I was out there, nothing, you know, whatever.
Man, I got lost in the woods, ran away. So what are you talking about?
I got lost in the woods. You remember? I got lost in the woods. It was terrifying. Wish someone would have told me, don't take the shortcut. But so he went. So this is what happened. Okay, guys. So after that and heeding that warning, which he didn't heed.
Crazy.
He told his girlfriend he was going to go on the hike and he'll be back come Monday. All right. So he went November the 10th.
Keep in mind, people, 3-day.
Yeah. 3-day hike.
40 miles by himself.
But he's experienced. So,
Whatever.
you know, she was okay with this. So he went, and not that he's the area where he was doing the hiking. He's been there several times. So he went November the 10th, 2014 at 6 a.m. in the morning. So it came to Monday, the third day. She didn't hear anything from him. And that's where she contacted local authorities.
Right.
And the whole search thing happened to look for him. And what they ended up doing was finding his SUV at the foot of the mountain where you have to park, because you have to park and then you have to walk up there because your vehicle can't make it, which I don't understand. It can make it a little further, but so that's where they found his stuff. And then also they found his cell phone.
Yep.
At the mine shaft where he had the video. So that's why I referenced the video. You guys can go back and see, exactly where his footsteps were. And he had a cell phone there, which is very strange. And he had a couple coins. So there was a couple loose change that was by the cell phone, which was strange.
It's all strange.
Yeah, all strange, but no sight of him. So here's the thing. He goes missing, and then this sparks this craze on, everyone's looking for him. Everyone's looking for him, thinking, starting their pages and their
kind of like their search party for him in a sense.
Their search party and all their assumptions of what happened, right, and trying to everyone's trying to drive up there, create their own videos, try to follow these footsteps, thinking they'll have a better chance of finding this man. Right. So when it comes to find out as well, is that Kenny. Hey everyone, this is Reggie from Bro-RantZ. And if you haven't heard about Anchor by now, where have you been? No, seriously. It is the easiest way to make a podcast, and let me explain why. It's free. I mean, completely free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more platforms. You can start making money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, which is great. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So what it sparks is this craze on YouTube that everyone is trying to piece what happened. All right.
They're trying to figure out where it all began. Where is he?
And there's people actually going out there, following the footsteps, recording, trying to see if they can find, not even Kenny more so, but find this cave as well.
Right. And I bet they went out there with partners.
Some of them went by himself. Some of them went by himself. I saw some with solos, okay. But yeah, some of them went partners, but some went solo. And like I said, maybe it's not that severe or dangerous, or maybe they're just experienced. I don't know. I wouldn't go by myself. Hell no.
Yeah.
That's just me. But that's just because we're inexperienced and unknown. So if we've done things 100 times, maybe we, if you ride a motorcycle and you're experienced and you fall off, would you get back on it? You probably will. If you've done it 100 times, a mistake. Versus someone that's never been on a motorcycle, they'll be like, no, it's too crazy, too wild.
Yes.
Okay.
But also, the crazy part about the whole thing is that they didn't find any body or blood.
They found no body, no blood, no bags, no supplies, and no tent or anything. So what they found out now going on is he was actually going broke because he poured out his savings because he got tired of working in corporate America, and he's using his savings. He even tried to be a contestant on the Shark Tank.
Yes.
You saw that, right?
I didn't see the actual video of him being on Shark Tank, but
No, he wasn't on it, but he had the auditioning tapes.
Okay.
Of him creating these inventions, and it was another show as well that he was trying to get on, because he was trying to create something in order to finance his life that he wanted to just
to live
free.
Yeah.
So he also he had custom made his house as far as designed it, and so he put everything into that. Not only that, he also was selling his house. Either he was selling it or making it Airbnb, and he was also selling himself with the house, which is bizarre. I mean, that's desperation.
What do you mean selling himself with the house?
He was selling himself. He even had it in the video. All this stuff is on YouTube, guys, on his channel. He was selling himself with the house.
Well, like it's like a personal tour guide?
I don't know if it's a person, whatever the owner wants. Whatever Lola wants.
He want to be like a Benson or something?
I don't know, brother. He could have been a sex slave for all I know.
Lurch? I want to be Lurch.
I don't know. He was going to do, maybe he would have been Benson. Maybe he would have been the butler. I don't no clue.
Butler with benefits.
So what else took place after? So a lot of people started, what happened? They were commenting, "Oh, we missed you," and trying to find this guy, leaving messages on his YouTube channel, like.
So y'all saying,
he had access he had access to his YouTube channel. I don't know, saying, "Oh man," leaving these messages, these concern messages, and then his girlfriend jumped on.
Y'all think he with Tupac then, right?
What?
Y'all think he with Tupac right now?
Yeah, that's what I think. He's with Tupac. So they were like, so Sheryon Pilgrim jumped on, and she had this long reply, about saying that she was his girlfriend, and she spoke, she is the girlfriend that Kenny spoke about in the video, and she mentioned certain things, how he was an avid hiker, and they would go on hikes, and the fact that he'd not been found, and how she was, mourning like everyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she also mentions in this how, this is verbatim what she said. She's, I want to share. She goes, I want to share what I know and feel about what happened, so that you might bring some closure and understanding in your own lives. Kenny absolutely loved hiking in the desert.
Okay.
It was very, 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 very favorite thing to do.
Okay.
We hike and camped together all over Nevada desert, sometimes 9 hours in a day. We found many abandoned mining towns, usually referred to as ghost towns by Nevada hikers. We explored many caves and mine shafts. We were always careful how we explored them, but Kenny was a bit more daring than I was. She said they wore snake guards, sun-protected clothing, used walking sticks, brought enough water and food for the hiking hours, had extra water and food in the car. He rarely drank all of his water, and I can attest to this because he even mentioned in this video, if you watched it, guys, that he didn't drink any water while he was doing his hike, and he would find these I don't know what they call them, some of these nuts that he found on the hike, and he was using that because he said he wanted to see where he can push his body just in case anything ever happened. He'll have a reserve water, so he was trying to take the least amount of water he could to preserve it in case something did happen and he was stuck out there. It'd preserve his life. That's what I saw in the video that he did.
So this guy, not only was he crazy by going by himself, he didn't even bring no water.
He did.
Not enough water?
Well, no. She said he brought extra water.
No, you just said he didn't drink his water?
He rarely drank all of his water.
Then why he bring the water in the first place if he ain't gonna drink
Because
it?
he wanted to see what his body limits were, just to see. That's what he said. In case, let's say if he drank the water for let's say he had water for 3 days.
Okay.
They end up getting lost and they're stuck for 4 days, 5 days. At least he has enough reserve that it can last. And that's what he did, which is it was a smart thinking.
Okay.
So it's like your woof guy. What's your guy that takes his body to the limit? Woof.
Who you talking about?
What was the guy that you mentioned? Wolf.
Oh, you talking about my man, put me on the spot right now. The guy who runs.
Yeah. And he goes in ice and.
Oh, you talking about,
Wolf, right? Wolf.
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof. There we
Yes.
go. Exactly. So he was testing his body to the limit, just using heat and exertion versus cold, right?
Yeah, but Wim Hof has a buddy. He's got a partner that watches. He ain't out there by himself. Being cuckoo out there. But hey, to each his own.
Oh my gosh. So what I wanted to get to, guys, is she, if I have it in this, she left something in here she shared with them. She said, I share this with you for 2 reasons. She says, okay, so what did she mention in there? She goes, 1 helicopter flew over. This is she talking about them searching for him. And she says, 1 helicopter flyover was done, and there was no trace of Kenny or any of his camping things. They found his car in the area I told them it would be. They did find his cell phone by the mine shaft in the videos. The mine shaft was only about 4 hours hike from his car. It was her feeling that he felt that he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on the solo hike. It was left in the house. So he had no intention of filming anything.
Because he took his camera everywhere he went, right?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So to me, to me, this is all, it's all revealing exactly what took place. This is my thoughts anyway. So she said, I share this with you for 2 reasons. First, so that you have more of an understanding of who Kenny was and to bring some peace and understanding to the situation. Secondly, if any of you decide to go out into the desert to look for him or the M Cave, be careful, bring enough water and food. Walking sticks are a good idea, not doing a solo hike.
Whoa. What's she saying?
Not doing a solo hike. Smart woman.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bring a GPS and make sure that you have a family. Let family or friends know that you're heading out for this hike and where and when you will be returning.
Yeah. Huh.
A search really can't be on. She said a search can't really be a one-day hike. You would be repeating much of the same hike, just getting up the mountain and then be left with not many hours in the day to do the search. You need 2 or 3 days, she said, at a time, and in the summer or even late spring. This cannot be done because of the heart of the desert.
The heat of the desert.
Is that what you? Oh, I'm so far. Yeah, it's okay. So this cannot be done by the heat of the desert. I'm so far away. You would not be able to carry enough water. So please be careful. I had many wonderful experiences with Kenny, and I will always remember them. And I have a place of love in my heart for him and the wonderful things we did together. And she says, I'm healing from my loss and look forward to new experiences with the desert hiking, camping, and taking beautiful pictures of our desert. Enjoy your adventures in life. Thank you for the kind comments and sent my way. Much love, Sheryon. And also, she also mentioned in one of the other messages that she had the conclusion of the video that he went the second time that he actually recorded when he got back to the car and didn't find it, that she was going to put on YouTube, but she never did do that. But there was something else in this that she mentioned. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to touch on. That also ties on to why he didn't bring anything with him. She goes, he no longer wanted to work in a job for someone else. As his money decreased, he became more and more depressed. So listen to that, guys. He really did not look for another job. In early October, with seeing his depression increase, I said to him, you aren't going to pull a Robin Williams on me, are you? This is when he opened up more about his depression and his thoughts, much of his life about suicide. His father committed suicide when Kenny was in his early 20s. When I asked him this question, he answered with me, if I decided to do it, you will be okay because you are good at the law of allowing. He asked me what I would think of him if he did it. He also said, if he decided to do it, no one will ever find me. If it would be so easy to do something like that in our desert with the number of natural caves and mines. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. That's exactly what she said. So this whole, I mean, Raymond, from what you heard, my conclusion is he went and he either committed suicide or it was a suicide mission. He had 3 days of time to be anywhere. So I think he took the car there, he dropped off his cell phone, and he either went further in one direction or he went in the opposite direction so no one would find him.
So my conclusion is that he is most likely in another desert with another desert woman, and he's hiking out there because whatever, what's her name, Sheryon?
Sheryon Pilgrim.
Whatever she was cooking, it didn't go with his stomach. So
my gosh,
he said, you know what, I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
No, that's not what happened.
That's what happened.
He was depressed. He committed suicide.
Probably because of her cooking.
Probably because of her cooking. Nah, he loved her a lot. He was running out of money. He was depressed. Everything was not going his way. He also had mental health issues.
That's probably what it is.
That was lineage in him that passed on from family member to family, and
or from her cooking.
From her cooking, and the fact that his dad passed away in his 20s or committed suicide in his 20s. Hey, he just saw no other way out.
So do you believe that he probably went into a cave and committed suicide?
Here's my perspective. Here's what I think. I don't think there ever was an M cave. I think Kenny was looking for some notoriety. I think he was looking for some fame. In the world, he was trying to find his way. The fact that he was trying to be an inventor, trying to be a YouTuber, trying to be even a commenter on YouTube to get some attention. It seemed like he tagged onto something and he just made this thing up. I don't think there was ever an M cave. I think he just jumped on the conspiracy thing. And when people latched on, was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." You don't ever do something that in the comments. You never do anything that someone tells you to do. And they were like, "Oh, go back and go." Someone told him not to go back, but everyone was egging him to go. And this would up his YouTube channel. Think of it. Okay, I'm gonna post it on my channel. So he gets out there. He knows he's not going there to find anything. He's speaking. If you ever watch this video, and I just think it was all made up, and he thought, this is me getting notoriety and shit. Now I got nothing else, so hey, might as well go out with a bang. I mean, leave a legend, right?
What if there was a way that, just think of just out of the box, that him and Sheryon had planned this together, and I don't know, some kind of way they capitalize on this, as far as, I don't know, him acting like he was dead or lost, I don't know how they would capitalize on it, but I mean,
but 6 years later, I mean,
he can't come back. But
he can come back if you fake your death after 7 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what everyone thought Michael Jackson was going to come back.
Oh,
yeah. So there's a law that after 7 years, you're not going to be
facing charges.
Face charges.
Is that federal or is that state by state?
I think it's federal.
Oh,
because everyone always talks about you fake your death 7 years and you should be clear. But don't quote me on that, guys.
I'm gonna look that one up.
Yeah, look it up.
But you know what? To be honest, when he talked about the M cave and the way he felt, I immediately thought about that movie called, you ever heard of Chronicle?
Chronicle? No, I'm not sure.
Kind of a sci-fi movie where these young boys, they found this cave and they heard like a ringing sound and it made them feel weird.
Is that when it became superheroes? I mean, super strength?
Not
superpowers.
They had telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I kind of thought about that. It had Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, I did see that. Okay.
They went to the cave and they felt weird and they passed out and they woke up and the thing was gone, but they were different. I kind of thought about that for a second, but the way he said he felt with the M cave, but you don't believe there was ever M cave. You believe he affected all because of mental health. He had mental illness.
I just think it was. I have my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but I just think I was watching these videos, and I just, everyone's going out there looking for. There's been so many people that have covered that ground.
They couldn't find that M cave.
And they couldn't find the M cave, and they were like, "Oh, maybe it's been covered up. Look, guys, these rocks." And there's so many theories. And it's not that. To me, it's looking at a person looking for their calling and looking for their big recognition in life as far as, hey, this is what I was made for. Hey, it just seemed like he just made something up and to get this attention, because for him to try to be an inventor and be this and try to get on this show and that show and try to be a famous YouTuber, it just lines up with someone that is looking to be noticed. And the End Cave was his claim to fame. And when he was like, shit, I got to find something. I'm not going to find something that doesn't exist. Oh, well, better to be a living mystery than a fraud. How many times would he go back there and say, I can't find it? Maybe you got to put that in with being broke and your house on foreclosure. I mean, you lose it all. So what are you going to come back to?
Nothing.
And everybody's going to figure out, oh, foreclosure. Oh, this guy's a fraud. That's what he was making it up. And so now you have sympathy. Now you have, you leave. Like I said, you leave with everyone's sympathy and everyone believing this lie.
Wow.
But who am I?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm just a podcaster that does know nothing, but I do like the mystery stuff, guys.
And once again, it could have been the food.
With that said, guys, we hope you like this Weird and Wacky Wednesday, man. This was a good one.
It was a good one.
You know what I mean? Come back.
Kenny, I might find you one day, bro.
You might find
Watch
you.
out.